What is up, you guys? My name is Blizzard1, and welcome to the spookiest, scariest time of the season of love. Anyway, this is a horror-themed type of video. Even though it's not Halloween, it's technically close to Valentine's Day, where people are nice and lovey-dovey and stuff like that. But this is... sorry. Mucus. 3 scary, true Valentine's Day horror stories from Mr. Nightmare. I figured why the hell not. I haven't done a video like this in a while, so I figured why the hell not. And with the new format and stuff, let's see how I can do this. Anyway, without further ado, there we go.
I've been dating my girlfriend for 3 years now. I'll nickname her Nikki. It started in a...
Nickname Nikki, fantastic. There's not 5,000 Nickies in the world.
Recently enough.
I knew 3 in high school.
That I commented on one of her Instagram stories and we started chatting from there. Eventually I got her number and then Snapchat, and after a week we met in person. We started hanging out right after the holidays in January, and the thought of Valentine's Day was already coming up. It was nice having started talking to a girl around that time so that I wouldn't feel the dread of being alone on that annoying holiday. But
yeah, it is a pretty annoying holiday. I mean, I'm married and I still think it's an annoying ass holiday. But I'll find something to get my lovely wife, so we'll see.
As Valentine's Day approached and Nikki and I were a few dates in, she confided in me about a stalker situation she'd been dealing with. The man's name is Ben. And he's a guy a few years older than Nikki who happened to go to the same commuter college as her, met her in class for a group project, and followed her around campus a few times. She never involved police or anything, shockingly. Hearing that this guy found out where she lived, sent her a bunch of creepy texts which she ignored. She said she never blocked the number because she wanted to see how far he would go without getting the hints. When I gauged why...
Yeah, that's not an epitome of fuck around and find out now, isn't it?
She was choosing now to bring this to my attention. She said because he started reaching out to her again, specifically for Valentine's Day. As you can see here, he started ramping up the texting again as Valentine's Day approached. She continued to just ignore it and let the texts pile up, but he brought it to the next level when he left a box of Russell Stover chocolates on her doorstep. She knew it was from him because he texted her, "I hope you like the gift I left you." This was when she decided to put an end to it, and replied to him a long message which I won't share for her privacy, but in short, she said he needs help, and that she's seeing someone now, so to leave her alone.
Yeah, that's a great thing to tell a stalker, is that you're seeing somebody. Because we all know how many times it took whatever their actual name was and stuff like that. They went through like 3 different accounts on my channel before they finally got a hint. I don't know if they're still here. And if you're still here, as long as you're being good and stuff, I don't fucking care. Just don't admit that you're who you are. Otherwise, you're going to be insta-blocked again. But yeah, just crazy stuff like that. It's just totally insane.
There are a number of ways to get someone's address this day and age, but she was scared that he got it by following her home one day. I did my best to make sure that she knew I wouldn't let him do anything to her. Well, fast forward maybe a few days, and Nikki sent me a concerning screenshot. It was a screenshot of some text from a fake number, asking if the guy she was seeing was me. Me as in, he wrote my name. Now I felt involved, and that made me feel moderately uncomfortable. To this point, all I've heard of this guy was that he was a very creepy and overly persistent texter, and potentially followed the girl I'm seeing home to her house. And now he's texting her on fake numbers, bringing up my name. It was reaching the point where Nikki was close to calling the police if this didn't stop. I told her I'd go to...
Yeah! Call the fucking cops! I mean, yeah, they probably won't help much, but at least do something.
The police station with her if he reached out one more time. Fast forward to Valentine's Day. It was on a Friday this year. Nikki and I went out to eat at a nice restaurant that sat on the water. We were at an outside table because the weather was nice. As we ate, we both took notice to a guy sitting on a bench outside of the dining area by the parking lot with a hat conspicuously pulled down his face as if he were hiding. Nikki made a joke.
They'll never see me here. I'll just keep looking down and glancing up occasionally.
What if that's Ben? We laughed, but then he slightly tilted his head in our direction as we were looking at him, and then he quickly looked away, and seconds later he got up and walked away. We weren't laughing anymore. Now we actually questioned the chances of that actually being him. But after a few minutes, the conversation shifted to something else, and we enjoyed the rest of our time there. Afterwards, we wanted to keep hanging out. It was Valentine's Day after all, but her parents were home. I had the place to myself, so we went together back to my rental house. We were on the couch, and things were getting a bit more intimate. That's when Nikki pulled away from me and said, "What was that?" I heard it too. Something from outside in the backyard. "Want me to go check?" I asked. She nodded her head. I went out to the backyard patio, expecting to hear some animals scurrying off in reaction to my presence. I slipped on my slides and walked around the yard, looking around for anything that could have fallen over, and I found what made the noise. The entire stack of beach chairs that was leaning on the house had been knocked over. I don't know how that would happen unless someone or something bumped into them. There wasn't even the slightest breeze that night.
That's pretty trippy. Never had anything like that happen, but at the same time, who really knows what people are capable of lately? So, you know. But at the same time, it's very windy where I live anyway, and I have a feeling that our neighbors have been getting in my shed because I swear I hear people go in the fence and be dicking around. But there's nothing in there that's worth a damn. They're just fucking around.
I looked around at the bushes that encompassed our yard, and then, as if my brain immediately could spot something out of place, I locked in my vision on something tall in the bushes. My neck jutted forward as I literally tried to focus in and get a better look at what I was looking at. I stepped forward a few steps. I had an oh shit moment when I realized it was someone standing in the bushes. He had seen me notice him by this point. I said, "Who is that?" The guy started quickly coming out from the bushes, in a quick enough speed that I took it as a threat, as if he were about to charge at me. I took the chance to get him on the ground when he was still struggling with the bushes and twigs, and I yelled at him to stay down multiple times. I yelled Nikki's name until she came outside, and I said, "Call the police." The guy on the ground struggled and tried to get loose a few times, but I more or less had him in a steady hold.
Yeah, have fun in jail for trespassing, breaking into someone's private property, and stalking, peeping, all that good crap.
When Nikki came outside while talking with the police, I asked her if this was the guy. She gasped and said, "Oh my God, yes." It was the Ben guy who had been harassing her. What's worse is at that moment, I realized he was wearing the same colored shirt that guy with the cap from earlier at the restaurant was wearing. Police got to the house and put him in cuffs. He would be charged with trespassing. And taking advantage of the moment, Nikki showed the officers all of the harassing and obsessive messages she'd been receiving from him. Since he was already being arrested, Nikki pressed charges for stalking and harassment, which the guy ultimately ended up paying a fine for and getting a misdemeanor. Nikki got an order of protection against him, and now if he ever contacts her again, he'll be arrested again. Ben was the ultimate creep. Thank God he's at least halfway smart enough to not have contacted her again, though.
And some people are smart like that, and some people are just very fucking stupid. I was going to do some more, but actually I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to probably cut these up into different videos themselves, because it seems really interesting. Yeah, that'll be the end of this episode. We'll do story 2 at a different time. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed, or if you guys want to see the other videos for this, feel free to check it out. It'll be in the description down below. That was really cool. That was really a good one. So I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go check out the rest of my stuff. It'll be in the banner at the end here. It'll be recommended stuff for you guys, and the last video I uploaded. So if you guys just caught this one out of context, you can go check out the last thing I did. If you like it, feel free to stick around. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. We're trying to make this a full-time thing. That way I can do this full-time. That way I can keep on doing this even more stuff, and more different cool content will come out. I've got ideas for the future, but I need to make this a reality first before I can start hammering on those ideas. That being said, though, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, see you in the next one. And peace out.